Oh boy. Okay. Let's go. You're seeing everything in real time. Let's go here. Woo! Alrighty, guys. Welcome to another episode of Sebastian's Monologues. I think we're gonna have a couple cool guests next week, which I will announce. But very excited for today. Plenty of items to cover. It is quite a. Oh, 1 second. The market today was all over the place. Just quickly level setting on that. Let's see where we're at. Down about 56 points on the S&P. NASDAQ was down about 30 bips. The Dow. The Dow down 1.6%. Now, I wonder what was dragging that down. Of course, the Dow has been seen as something that has been outpacing the NASDAQ. Now it seems to be underpacing. Let's take a look at the full chart. Definitely, let's see. Costco. We don't need Costco on here. That we were looking at that last night. Let's take a look at the QQQ. Definitely a difference here. So let's just take a look. Looks like, yeah, we do have, okay, so the Dow has outperformed, looks like in the past, since about September or August, has outperformed. It really decided, it looks like the time frame for which we're talking about here is really looking at like November time frame. Yeah, where you really saw a divergence between the two. Let's say right about here. December 12th, you had kind of an actual divergence between the Dow and the NASDAQ. The Dow overall is up. NASDAQ is down on the year, I believe. So, again, what we've been seeing for the past, I would say 30 days is a flight to quality, a flight to safety. And that continues to be the case, right? Up until today, we haven't really seen this big of a reaction in the Dow relative to the NASDAQ, right? In quite some time. So that's number one. Number two, Tesla's down a little bit. Let's take a look at what is driving the Dow down. Dow sinks today. Looks like Eli Lilly was the reason behind that. Let's see. Let's see what was going on there. So Eli Lilly down 2%. One of the largest in the Dow right now. I wonder what is leading that. Broadcom is up. Let's just take a look. Going through small caps in the Russell 2000s are down. Got it. Yields. The 10-year bond fell. Okay, so financial services is getting hit. Okay. U.S. oil continues to go up. It's up 4% on the day. Silver down 2%. Gold down 1%. I would say Nat Gas. Where's Nat Gas at? I believe it's up on the day. Yep, up 2%. One of the Reddit stocks, EONR, up 20% on the day. Wow, I didn't realize that happened. I actually own this thing. Hold up. I haven't been checking the markets at all today. Woo, man, oh man, good stuff. ELNR, that this has been a Reddit stock for quite some time. They do like natural gas resources items. Definitely low market cap, high risk, but one of those things that has a very large short interest, which things like Figure had. Let's just take a look at Figure. Let's just take a look at all our stocks that we're looking at today. Up 3.5%. It did crater to 25, which was its IPO price. Basically, one of the only IPOs that went above or stayed at where they were IPO'd at. Circle, on the other hand, is 3x. They opened up at 30, and they seem to be doing well at around 100. I'm actually very surprised at the fact that it is at 105. Good for them. I think this is a very healthy spot to be in relative to their overall economics. Very, very, some would argue very overvalued. However, they seem to be doing very well. Now, on the other hand, you have firms like Bullish. They raised $1 billion. Now, their main intent behind their IPO there was mainly to go acquire companies. So we'll see where they end up going and acquiring companies. Generally, that is the case for some of these larger companies. BitGo is also, let's take a look at that one. Also sitting at 1.2 billion, which is pretty good, generally speaking, based on their AUM. So definitely holding a premium. Digital asset companies definitely holding a premium. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is sitting at about 1.9% down the day. However, I think there's a couple interesting points today. Michael Burry had an interesting tweet, mainly surrounding the idea behind. Oh wow! Holy crap! $3.5 billion target between A16Z crypto and Paradigm. Given there's so much growth capital ready to deploy in crypto, it would be gross negligence for allocators to underdeploy to early stage feeders. Although I don't mind the limited competition. So massive funding round in the crypto space for venture. This comes out behind another large funding round as well. So there seems to be a lot of growth capital. I mean, that's a lot of money to put into crypto specifically. So there needs to be a reason to deploy it. I wonder what is the actual 3.5 billion. What is the actual intent and use of this? So let's just take a look. Let's see. Huh. A16's fifth fund will focus on blockchain investments. Okay, so there is a status update on this from Dixon. Oh, goddamn. All right, let's do a quick grok analysis on this. I would presume this is around stable coins. Defense or read write own. Genius Act, rapid legitimization of stable coins. There you go. Disclosure standards that curb scams and restore tokens. Trust eroded by regulatory uncertainty. What are they investing in? So the Genius Act is really what people are most bullish about is the ability to onboard people onto the blockchain. Because the banking system has really pretty much outlawed anything to do with crypto. This is the largest issue. Uh, so this is really like the idea behind it is that the Genius Act will allow people to be onboarded onto crypto or blockchain, and then separately, there's some other things around this, which surrounds the idea behind perpetuals and things like that, which are already in it. Recent areas of investment has been Yup AI, which is a consumer platform for crowdsourcing AI model evaluations. Poison, which is a decentralized layer coordinating supply and demand for AI training data. Katina Labs, an AI native financial stack for autonomous agents to transact instantaneously with stablecoins at machine speed, low fees, built-in compliance. Legend. These are all some like DeFi with borrowing. So I mean, very much the infrastructure behind the agentic movement in the world. So definitely there as well, and then double down on Kalshi. So infrastructure and scaling, DeFi and finance, consumer apps. Oh, Forecaster and Phantom. Okay, so they definitely are doing a little bit in there. Gaming DeFi. Dapper Labs, I think, actually shut down. Did they not? Not sure what did they. No, they didn't shut down. They did very well. So interesting to see such large funds. I would presume that some of that would come down because of the size of that fund. Like they would have to. I agree with Mike Dudas. There have to be a little bit for pre-seed or seed rounds rather than just growth. There also are some really interesting things. There's monitoring of the Iran crisis, obviously today. Whoop. And so on and so forth. The Pentagon formally notified Anthropic that it's deemed the company and its products a risk to the U.S. supply chain. Let's just take a look at the comments here. Insane. Pretty wild that they went ahead and did that. Holy crap. John DeGita, a U.S. government contractor who allegedly stole more than $46 million in cryptocurrency from the U.S. Marshal Service, was arrested on St. Martin by an elite tactical unit. Wow. Was he like the young guy with... Was he the young guy with his dad was like a contractor for the U.S. military? Oh my gosh, it was. So Zach XBT actually was the one that broke this back several weeks ago. And then he taunted him on social media. He actually responded on social media. Wow. So after all that, the guy got taken by the FBI. There was an update on the 27th of January that they are looking into the incident. The government is looking into the incident. So, I mean, talk about an absolute wild situation. But John DeGita was finally arrested in the Caribbean. He stole $46 million from the U.S. government, specifically from, I believe, the original investigation was that he took the password from his dad, who was a government contractor, and stole all the funds. So I would presume that his dad is also likely going to jail. or something of that matter. Happened in 1.5 months, which is actually pretty fast. Pretty fast. Holy crap. He also launched a meme coin. He also launched a meme coin shortly after this happened called NA, of which he owns 40% of. So he's gonna. I mean, you steal $40 million from the government, you're gonna get cooked. So good luck with that. Other news in the market as well. They are. Want to just touch on very quickly that the companies that are kind of in the news as of late, or just like on social media, such as like Cluely and some of these other young AI firms, they did a really nice job of marketing. But here's an overview of what happened. Got a random cold call asking about numbers and told her some BS, but not expect an article to write about it. Here's what we were doing at the time. Consumer ARR 2.7 million, run rate 3.8. Enterprise ARR 2.5 million, run rate 2.5 million. Total 5.2 million, 6.3 million run rate. So what is this? Cluely June was 537K in volume, 136K in MRR. So Cluely, which Cluely is fully out of money. Okay. Wow. So they really took off in mid 2025, and it looks like they are fully out of money. Wow, that is actually shocking. They failed to raise a Series B round in fall of 2025. Wow. No way. This is insane. Okay, so sorry, I'm reading through this. Like Cluely, I'm not sure like what they ever were doing, but this was like the hottest thing last year. And this is very odd. Wow. I mean, the silence is deafening, but I mean, this is pretty shocking. So put it okay. So just to really round it out, Cluely was a startup that went viral multiple times. They have a software that allows you to add AI to meetings to give like meeting notes and note taking. Now, fact of the matter is like most applications have that nowadays, so I'm not sure where it went. But it looks like they removed all affiliates from the company. And then this comment, at $20 a month sub, they would have 30,000 paid subscribers. To justify this, no amount of attention get people away from their wallets when you don't have a stable and working product. Cluely's ARR doubled in a week to 7 million, Roy Lee says, but rivals are coming. This was back in July of 2025. Okay, so Roy, who I think is the CEO at Cluely, responded. And he says they are profitable. So let's just take a look. So we'll see what ends up happening with them, but this is a pretty serious it's a pretty serious issue. So wow. We'll see where they end up. Now let's take a look at Roy and just see where Roy is nowadays. Yeah, I mean, he's been pretty active. Insane. So definitely some. This is a lot of AI companies lately. Having some issues that we are going to go into a couple different trending topics with AI, specifically automated code generation. There's been quite a bit of speak on the ability for people to basically set out agents to create full products, and I'll definitely give some feedback. Now that there is one thing that did show up earlier today, which was oh my gosh. Breaking Meta sued over AI smart glasses after it was revealed workers allegedly reviewed intimate personal footage. Goodness gracious. Now, Kyle, so there's been a lot of talk about the Nelk boys lately, and I'm going to go quickly into that just because it has been something that has come up again and again, which is controversy around how much Kyle or Steve has invested in Nelk, and there hasn't been a response. So this is the first time. So let's just take a look at this.
2019 to 2023, how much I made. So there's been a lot said about me online recently and about how things work with Steve and Nelk. So I'm going to be talking about that right now. No personal shots, just the facts. In 2019, Steve signed a deal with Nelk that clearly outlined how he would get paid for merch, brand deals, appearances, everything. So on Steve's personal merch, he received 70% of the net profits. Nelk's 30% was not pure profit. It covered the design, the production, the fulfillment, inventory, everything that it takes to make a successful merch drop. A 70% creator split while the company manages full operations is a very strong deal. So now let's talk about how much money Steve earned from Nelk. So I'm gonna pop up something here. It's a year-by-year breakdown of personal cash earnings for me and Steve. So you can see here from 2019 to 2023, how much I made and how much Steve made each year. Over that stretch, personally, I earned just under $3.5 million. Over that same stretch, Steve earned just over $12 million in cash. And these payments were just from Nelk. Steve also did outside third-party brand deals independently from Nelk. In our deal, there was a standard 15% management fee for Nelk on these outside deals, but I chose not to enforce that percentage on several major deals. On those deals, Steve kept the full 100% amount. So the reason I earned less than Steve during that time is pretty simple. The money had to stay in Nelk so we could keep shooting videos. Shooting these videos was not cheap. You have the production, the filmers, the editors, the travel. All that required real capital. When we were traveling through Europe with 15 people so we could shoot, edit, and upload a video every single week, the Airbnbs, the production, the travel, that stuff was not cheap. If the money didn't stay in the company, then these videos would not get made. So as the owner, it was my job and my priority to keep the money in the company and pay the people that made the content possible over taking more money personally. So let's talk about Steve's equity in Nelk. First of all, equity means ownership. It's not monthly pay. Equity becomes valuable as the company grows and eventually sells, goes public, or becomes extremely profitable. It's pretty much a long-term bet on the future of the company. I explained clearly what the equity meant to Steve, and I gave him 10% of the company, and he also chose to invest $500,000 for an additional 5%. At that time, nobody, including me, was taking extra owner payouts. The structure of the company didn't change because Steve became an owner. The money had to stay in the business if we wanted to pay the people that made the content possible so we could keep making videos. I explained to Steve that equity is long-term and it could pay off over time and it's not immediate cash flow. Over time, Steve made it clear that he preferred immediate cash over holding ownership for a potential long-term outcome. So we returned his $500,000 plus $50,000 in interest. Like I said earlier, there was a 15% management fee on Steve's outside deals to Nelk, and as Steve's business grew, he wanted full independence and no longer wanted to do any type of revenue sharing with Nelk. At his request, we agreed to that structure and he no longer held equity in Nelk. That meant that Nelk would no longer be able to collect 15% on his outside deals and he would no longer have equity in Nelk. The separation agreement formalized that, we both signed it, and today there are no revenue sharing between Nelk and Steve. Also for clarity, Steve was granted 15% of Happy Dad when we started the company, and he remains one of the largest shareholders today. And when Steve's channel was deleted, I had no control over that decision. I reached out to him immediately and he asked me for advice. I told him the fastest way back would be to handle it professionally, don't escalate things online, and he can stay in Nelk content while things cool off. Ultimately, he chose a different route. That was not my decision and I had no control over it. I thought that the ban could have lasted a lot shorter if it was handled a different way. Those are the facts. That's it, guys.
Wow. Actually, like, very reasonable. Very, very reasonable. I am surprised that over the course of 5 years that they removed all of his equity. Wait, let's just watch that one other time because I'm actually not sure what's going on there. 1 second.
The company didn't change because Steve became an owner. The money had to stay immediate. He returned his $500,000 plus $50,000 in interest. Like I said earlier, there was a 15% management fee on Steve's outside deals to Nelk, and as Steve's business grew, he wanted full in any type of... That meant that Nelk would no longer be able to collect 15% on his outside deals, and he would no longer have equity in Nelk. The separation agreement formalized that, we both signed it, and today there are no revenue sharing between...
Wow. That's actually insane. I mean, he paid Steve quite a lot of money. $12 million, and he only took $1 million or $3 million. I mean, like, listen, this is good numbers, but like those are some serious payouts. Kyle seems like an actual business guy. I mean, that's a legitimate thing. right? Like that's a legitimate thing is you agree to do a profit share, and for agreeing to do that profit share, you get X amount of equity, and you have the ability to buy more. If I'm sure he would have had the ability to purchase more equity if he decided to take a smaller rev split, or just have the ability to buy it, and he chose not to. Also, a very important thing to see when with minority equity stakes, because minority equity stakes are, if you're not along for the ride, you can get that taken away very quickly. So he did maintain his ownership though in Happy Dad, which is quite an interesting thing. Yeah, the comments are really about the cash. I mean, this is how some people operate with cash, right? And they want to do cash. So you don't get equity. If you want cash in a startup, or you want cash in a growing business, you don't get equity. That's first number one rule. Number one rule is cannot take cash out of the business. And that's how you get paid. That's why owners have equity. Because they don't take cash, they don't take payment, right? They're putting it all back into the business. No one else is doing that, right? So that's something that's so important. Now, interesting thing from this guy, Sasha, it's impossible to determine these payouts are fair without disclosing what your ownership stake in Nelk is. If you're the controlling shareholder, it would make sense for you to cap personal distributions. Steve seems blank, though. I think it's very clear how much Kyle owns. He owns most of this company. But that's not a small amount of money differential between the two people. Like that's enough to literally keep he basically took an entire company out of Nelk, like made a lot of money. So that's kind of the facts there, but that's wild. Let's see this clip from Jeff.
Miami should have a AI application that reads your building permit for a new house or a new building, and it should give you a yes or a no in 10 seconds. And if the answer is if the answer is no, it should tell you the 6 things you have to change to get a yes. And why does it take months and months and months to get a building permit? It doesn't make any sense.
The new news is Jeff Bezos is going to literally resurrect Miami as the next New York financial center. Oh, man. One of the Superclaw. $6 million for a project on FutureDAO, MetaDAO, where the founder or team was only mentioned once with no additional information. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. I mean, infrastructure for autonomous agents, self-improving AI agents. Let's take a look at this. Superclaw. Your personal AI agent on Telegram. Vibe coded. This is like totally vibe coded. This entire website. Let's see. I'm gonna try going on here. Go to dashboard. Create a bot. Get your bot token. Deploy your AI agent. Paste your bot token instantaneously. Simple pricing. Okay, I think there's like 100 of these. Wow. So odd. Very odd. Very, very odd. But I'd only want to raise 50K. Let's just see the comments here. Wow. Okay, so they're bootstrapping a tiny little product. Good for them. Let's see. Anything else going on here? Goldman Sachs raises its stipend yet again. It just did that. Oh, Robinhood did just launch their platinum card. $3,000 in benefits. There's a $250 DoorDash credit. Wow. $10 off per order with a $50 minimum. You need 25 separate 50 orders to use it all. Miss a month, it's gone. Functional health membership, $365. Okay. $100 to hotel. Dining credit of $20 per month at restaurant they choose. You get an Aura ring within 6 months. $695. I don't know. That doesn't seem worth it. That does not seem worth it. Chamath. Chamath, deep dive how equity tokenization is breaking TradFi barriers. Let's just get a little grok breakdown. Equity tokenization monetizes is a 150 trillion global market, 150 trillion global markets by enabling 24/7 trading, capturing 11% outside of hours, and saving 5 to 10 billion in annual fees. Equity token market cap has grown 3.5x along stablecoins, expanding 10x in 5 years. While tokenization broadens private market access via SPVs like Robinhood's EU, OpenAI, SpaceX tokens, varying economic rights and regulatory gap exists and presents risks as detailed in his Substack and the structural designs. I do agree. There are structural risks to the one-to-one SPV vehicles for tokenized equities right now that are not issued out on-chain. That is 100% true. The New York Stock Exchange investing in OKX at a $25 billion valuation? Wow. $25 billion for OKX. That is insane. And if OKX goes public, that could be unprecedented. What's the token name? Is it OKX? What is it? What is it? OKB. $25 billion market cap. That's a serious company. That's legitimate. OKX does have retail customer flow. So it's not like an institutional thing that doesn't make any sense. But I will say if they go public, wow. If they go public, then it's a strange, like there's two different things. New York Stock Exchange investing in OKX is a big deal though. Let's just take a look at market cap. Where was market cap back in the day? So they launched back in 2020 at a $50 million valuation. Wow. Holy crap. That is actually insanity. It's actual insanity. And they're currently sitting at 1.9 billion. So this is a serious. How old is OKX? 2017. So they spent 3 years building the business, and then they launched a token in 2020 or 2019, and they're currently sitting at 1.9 billion. I mean, this is a serious deal. It's a 10-year-old company, so it has significant history to its existence, but really quite incredible. Good for them. That's a big deal. That is a very big deal. Very, very big deal. Oh, Emmett posted. Winklevoss twins moved 1,700 or 1,750 Bitcoin to Gemini's hot wallet. They once held 108 thousand Bitcoin in 2014, or 1% of Bitcoin. They currently hold around 8,700. This is a wild, like they have just been selling for the past 6 years or I don't know, 6 years or so. Let's just take a look at the Winklevoss twins. At one point, they held 107,000 Bitcoin, which in this day and age, 107, oh gosh. Is $75 billion. So let's be honest though, these guys raked some money in. Oh my gosh. Raked it in. What's interesting is that 2014 they had 26. Yeah, they sold the crap out of this thing in 2017. Holy crap, they reduced their position by more than 60%. What a mistake that was, huh? Woo! That's crazy. I mean, I would love to see like when, like where on the chart they sold, they moved all their stuff. Should we just do that right now? Oh gosh. I would love to see their biggest transfers though, for sure. USD. 3 years ago, 5 years ago. Should we do this? I mean, they sent so many transactions, though. How many pages is there? 24 pages. Their biggest ones were recent. I mean, obviously, yeah, they had a lot of Bitcoin. Let's see. Ready? All right, guys, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. All right, we're gonna map out all their Bitcoin transactions. Let's see if you guys can see this. I don't think you can. We'll do this. Do. Oh, I need to do a new. I'm going to do my entire display. One moment. Un momento. Okay. All right, we're going to map this out. Oh, gosh, it's too big. Okay. We're going to map out all of Gemini's. Like, literally, I'm going to show you how to do this. If you ever want to, like... I mean, realistically, you would really want to do this using the API, but you have to pay. It's quite expensive nowadays. So this is, yep, it gives you all of the transactions that are here. Okay, so we are going to do that. Let's just take a look. Yep, gives you all of that. Okay, so we're just going to go down. We're just going to do this 24 times. It sounds annoying, but, like, honestly, I'm down. 24 clicks. Three, 4. We could probably just do, like, the first. Does it give you the time frames? It does. Okay, it does. Crap. Now I'm like, wait, when did I'm going to change the time here. 2024, the 7th. Oh, no, okay. God, there's so many. There's so many. There's so many. Hold up. Maybe we can do this. Oh, no. Like, they should be able to do this. Like, you should be able to go on this and literally just say, tell me when they sent it, and it shows it on the freaking chart. Like, why can't it show it on the chart? It's so annoying. I wonder, is this... Nah. Nar. Mad annoying. It would take you like 15 minutes to freaking go through this. I wonder if there's like a... Yeah, I know Claude you can do it, but it's mad annoying. Mad annoying. Well, anyways, let's go to... Oh. Let's go to Indexify, see what's cooking. Craziness is happening with our AI cohorts. Also, too, we just have tokens popping off left and right. Left and right. There's 12Xs, there's 15Xs. AI cohort 27 is up 30%. 22 up 21%. They are just going crazy, fellas. Going crazy. A lot of Russia stuff. What is going on with Russia? What's going on with Russia? Now our AI cohort number 28 didn't do too well. Didn't do too hot. I was actually working on a backtesting module for all our AI cohorts. It's very interesting. I'm trying to figure out what is the appropriate way to actually go about reconstituting. Whoa. But overall, the AI cohorts are just doing extraordinarily well. In fact, one of them is up, I think, almost 3x. Let's just take a look. We're going to go by value, go down a little bit. Maxing. AI cohort number 24. 9 days ago, about a week and a half ago, we had a 3x on this. We're up 125%. We ended up rebalanced. There was one that wasn't really moving, but just a meme coin, just cooking, guys, cooking. We're up 121%. I mean, this is spectacular. Remember, this is This was an actual, like, this is multiple coins, guys. Multiple coins. We actually did do a rebalance. I didn't even realize we did that. Our initial rebalance. Oh, look at that. We did do a little cleanup action. So this is the right way to do it. The next step in this, the next phase in this, is the ability to launch agents that just rebalance into it. Right? So they take it and they move into the winner. That's the next phase of this like ability. Because I mean that's what it's all about, right? Oh wow, I didn't realize that we had two of these. That's what it's all about, guys. We want to get into that. But 3x is insane. This is really being driven off of I mean I wanted to keep both of them, but in terms of like what's really driving this is just a meme coin is really driving it. This thing's at like 7 million. Insane. We put $5 in. I mean, let's see where we end up. Let's go ahead and create a stack though. AI cohort 29. And then tomorrow we're gonna go over the backtesting module that I've created to show you where is the performance, where it is, how are we going to like basically upgrade it. That's the idea. So create a stack of the best performing tokens in the past 24 hours and are below 2 million market cap. Now, I stopped doing like above and below. I just did below. I think that makes a lot of sense. Gork is in there. Fog, Black Wall Street. Interesting. I'm not like a huge fan of that and retard coin. That could probably go. Cohort number 28, 29. Wow, guys, we're really going in. I don't like this one, especially with an emoji. Like that never works. We'll create the stack. We're gonna skip for now. 250K market cap. No way. What is this? Wow, this is terrible. We're gonna close the stack. We're not gonna do this one. I guess we do need to. So one of the key things here is that you have to choose coins that, I mean, this is just a thesis, but you have to choose coins that are have somewhat of critical mass. Like, if you do things that are super small, they could die out. So, let's say create a stack of tokens above 250K market cap and below 2 million that are the highest performers in the past 24 hours. So I mean, like that's the key thing. Like I've done this before. It's too low market cap, so you need to be a little bit. So Gork is here again. I mean, maybe it's the same one. Just a meme coin, already in this. Okay. I don't necessarily want to go again into just a meme coin. Given the fact we already have that in a stack. But you know what? Let's see how it works. I believe Gork is actually a low market cap coin, so let's just make sure that's not the case. This freaking guy. Oh no, we're good here. Okay, everything looks good. Good 24-hour, good volume. Tetsuo coin, definitely lower volume than all the rest. But overall up 60% on the day. I like this one. This is kind of what you want to see. Like you want to see a very, very strong kind of movement over the course of many days. But overall, very good. Now, I do want to see, like we do have this feature called intelligence on the website, which allows you to see who holds meme coins. The biggest meme coin holder on just a meme coin is Solo XBT. I don't know if he's been repping this though. I don't know. Very cool. And then only Zinch. We will shortly be coming out with a tool that allows you to see these portfolios, but something to definitely take a gander at. Wow, this guy seems interesting. But yeah, you're going to be able to see what particular people are holding, et cetera, et cetera. Very, very cool to see all these different people holding this. Looks like we do need a page. Oh, we do page of it. Okay, good. But just insane run. So we'll see how this goes. We created a stack with a few other ones. It's down a %. Oh boy. But overall, it looks very healthy. So $2.6 million average market cap. So it's pretty decent. It's pretty high. But with that, guys, great day today. Just pretty crazy stuff going on just all across the planet. So, say your prayers, get to church or mosque or temple, whatever it is. Make sure to say your prayers, eat your meals, and I'll see you tomorrow, everybody. We may have a guest on. We may not, but this has been an incredible hour with you today. So I will see you next time. See you guys. Oop, oop.